There are royal moments that feel ordinary, and then there are moments that spark a wave of online obsession. This one did the second, because during a recent family outing, Princess Charlotte stepped forward in a way that had millions of viewers saying the same thing. She looks just like Diana. Not just in appearance but in presence, and what happened next is what truly set the internet on fire. People expected a cute, simple appearance. What they didn't expect was a reflection of a princess the world still hasn't forgotten. But the resemblance didn't appear out of nowhere. And the story behind it runs deeper than most people realize. It all started at a royal appearance where William, Kate, George, Charlotte, and Louis were photographed together. Nothing unusual at first glance. Until clips of Charlotte began spreading across social platforms. Dressed in a classic coat dress with polished hair and perfect posture, she stood out instantly. Viewers noticed the way she carried herself. Calm, collected, almost effortlessly graceful. And that's when the comments kicked in. Thousands of them. Is it just me? Or is Charlotte turning into Diana? She has her grandmother's energy. She's giving 1980s Diana vibes. Suddenly, this outing became a global talking point. People weren't just reacting to her looks. It was the mannerisms. The subtle gestures that felt strangely familiar. Charlotte clasping her hands in front of her the way Diana used to. Charlotte offering small, polite waves with that same soft confidence. Charlotte scanning the crowd with a reserved but warm expression, something Diana was admired for early in her royal life. Royal fans said Charlotte carries a calmness that feels unusually mature for her age. Even her facial expressions, the little half-smile, the composed chin tilt, echo Diana in ways that are hard to ignore. It wasn't a coincidence. And this was only the beginning of the comparisons. To understand why people reacted so strongly, you have to look back at Diana's early appearances. Before she became the most photographed woman in the world, she was a shy 19-year-old stepping into a life she never expected. Diana had a unique blend of warmth and uncertainty. Always elegant, but with a softness that made her relatable. She often tilted her head when listening, offered gentle smiles instead of big ones, and carried herself in a way that felt effortlessly kind. These little details made people fall in love with her. And when viewers saw those same details in Charlotte, it triggered a wave of nostalgia that hit the internet like a tidal wave. Because for many, it felt like seeing a piece of Diana return for a brief moment. There's another layer to this story, and it's one people often overlook. Kate has always honored Diana in subtle ways. Her jewelry choices, parenting style, even the way she presents her children during public events. Reports claim that William and Kate make sure their kids know who their grandmother was and why she mattered. Charlotte especially seems to have absorbed those lessons. She mirrors Kate's grace, but the echoes of Diana slip through in moments she probably doesn't even realize are happening. Royal watchers have said for years that Charlotte appears unusually grounded, polite, self-assured, and aware of the public eye in a way that surprises even longtime palace observers. And when you combine Kate's influence with Diana's legacy, it creates the perfect environment for a resemblance to form naturally. Once the photos and clips went up, social media became a 24-hour comparison engine. Side-by-side edits of Charlotte and Diana went viral on TikTok and Instagram. Compilation videos gained millions of views. Comments flooded in, "She's Diana's mini-me. You can't tell me she's not her grandmother's twin. She's the only one who inherited Diana's energy." Even royal commentators chimed in, saying that the comparisons make sense. Diana wasn't just a royal figure. She became a global symbol of compassion, elegance, and vulnerability. So when people see even a small reminder of her, they react with emotion. And Charlotte unintentionally became the latest spark of that emotion. But one specific moment pushed the whole conversation from interesting coincidence to viral phenomenon. Charlotte was seen fixing her hair in a calm, graceful motion, almost identical to a famous clip of Diana doing the same thing in the early 1990s. Another moment showed Charlotte helping Louis adjust his coat, echoing Diana's habit of quietly fixing William's clothes during public events. These weren't big gestures, they were tiny, natural reflexes, but they hit people hard. One fan wrote, "For a second I forgot I wasn't watching Diana." Another said, "That's her grandmother's soul right there." Whether it's true or not, that emotional reaction pushed the clip into the algorithm's jackpot zone. And the comparison spread even further. Whenever something goes viral, theories follow. Some fans speculate Charlotte may grow into a role similar to Diana, someone with natural empathy and strong public connection. Others believe the media is projecting nostalgia onto a young child who reminds them of a beloved figure. There are also unverified rumors claiming Charlotte is William's child who most resembles Diana in personality, though none of this is confirmed. It's simply the internet's interpretation, emotional, symbolic, and deeply tied to Diana's legacy. And because Diana's story remains powerful, people sometimes see echoes of her everywhere, especially in the next generation. Experts argue that children often pick up gestures from parents and relatives without realizing it. And in Charlotte's case, she's growing up surrounded by stories, photos, and memories of Diana. But the emotional reaction isn't really about genetics. It's about connection. People love Diana and still do. So when they see even a trace of her in Charlotte, it becomes something bigger than just a resemblance. It becomes a symbol, a reminder, a moment that feels warm, familiar, and comforting. Charlotte doesn't need to be Diana. Her existence simply reminds people of someone the world lost too soon. Whether the similarities are real or imagined, Charlotte has become a living thread that ties the past to the present. She's her own person, but she carries a quiet grace that resonates with millions. And maybe that's why this simple outing became a worldwide conversation. People didn't just see a young princess, they saw a memory flicker for a moment. A reflection, a whisper of someone unforgettable. The real question now is, are we seeing Diana and Charlotte? Or are people seeing what they want to see? Either way, the fascination isn't going away anytime soon. And the next time Charlotte steps into the spotlight, the world will be watching closely. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit subscribe for daily royal drama, celebrity deep dives, and the stories everyone's talking about. And let me know in the comments, do you see Diana and Charlotte?